Alright, so here's the Littlite, or Littlite, or whatever the hell you want to call it, Racklite that I just installed in my rack server cabinet over here. It's a halogen with Q5 high intensity bulbs, and it is dimmable. Little knob over here. Throws pretty good light. I mean, if you're using this for an equipment rack or something, all you really need is a dim light. You know, you don't want it to be too bright standing out and being distracting. But this is just for my little thing over here. They have gooseneck lamps, so if you're working in the back or something, you can bend them around, and they do get very, very bright, which is good. Now, turn the light off. Now, there's no light on in the room, and this is the light just from the little lamps. Littlite, Littlite, I don't know what you want to call it. It's spelt Littlite, so I mean, that's what I call it. If it was Littlite, it would be L-I-T-T-L-E, but I don't know, it's Littlite, so there you go. Now with the door closed, you can see it looks pretty cool, and of course you can go ahead and dim it. And it still throws pretty good light. Now it's at full crank, and you see it lights up the whole area pretty nice. Turn the light back on. Anyways, there it is. If you have a rack or whatever, I would suggest getting some of these. They're very cool. What I was doing originally was this Technical Pro PSU9 unit has a USB port in it, so I just had a cheapy little USB lamp that was up there with like 9 bulbs or something, I think, and I just wedged it up here, and that was up there, but there was no control of the intensity or there's all this fucking dust. Just finished vacuuming this thing out. Got most of it out, but anyway, that's it. It's a very good quality piece of equipment. If you're not familiar with these Littlites, they're manufactured for task lighting, like if you're a DJ or a sound engineer or whatever, and where you have your console, there's these little lamps that will either plug into these XLR ports or BNC ports, or they can be standalone powered as well, and you can configure them in a whole bunch of different ways. They're even made for in vehicles. You can put them. They're seen in emergency vehicles, but this brand Littlite is the well-known standard of lamps. So if you're going to go with them, I would suggest these. I do have a Federal Signal. It was rebranded by Federal Signal for emergency vehicles, and I have that one that's an LED, but there's a knob on it instead of a dimmer, and it'll go red or just white LED. And the head is a bit smaller. These have the big heads because you have the halogen bulbs in there, so it needs to disperse some of that heat. And you can even get, there's a little red shade that'll slide across. I don't know if that would melt or not, because these bulbs get pretty warm, but there's a little red shade there, so you can have a diffused red light. But I don't have that on here. Maybe I'll put in the blue one, because I kind of stuck with the blue theme here. I got the power supply with the blue LEDs and the blue fans back there, so kind of matches with the blue stripes in the cabinet. But I'll make a video on that Federal Signal LED lit light. And if you have any questions, let me know.